Hello, this is 6 Minute English, where we bring you interesting topics and useful English vocabulary in just 6 minutes. I'm Neil.
And I'm Sam. Today we're asking a question that everyone has probably asked themselves at some point. Did you get what you were aiming for?
Yes, it's a phrase we use when we talk about goals, dreams, or ambitions. Maybe you worked hard for something, a new job, a fitness goal, or a relationship. But in the end, you didn't quite get what you expected.
Exactly. It's not only about success or failure, it's about expectations and how reality sometimes surprises us.
That's right. And along the way, we'll teach you some great vocabulary related to goals, motivation, and achievement.
Plus, we'll have a question for you to think about, and we'll reveal the answer at the end of the program.
Okay, here's today's question. According to a study by the University of Scranton, what percentage of people actually achieve their New Year's resolutions? Is it A, 8%, B, 28%, or C, 58%?
That's a tough one. I'm going to be optimistic and say 28%.
We'll find out later if you're right.
So Neil, let's start with that expression, to aim for something. It means to try to achieve or reach a particular goal.
Exactly. For example, you could say, I'm aiming for a promotion this year, or she's aiming to improve her English.
It's related to the word aim, which originally comes from archery, when you aim your bow and arrow at a target.
Right. And just like in archery, in life, we often aim for a goal, but we don't always hit the target perfectly.
That's true. And sometimes, even if we miss, we still learn something valuable along the way.
That's a great point, which brings us to another useful expression, to fall short.
Yes, to fall short means you didn't quite reach your target or expectation. For example, the company's profits fell short of expectations, or I fell short of my fitness goal this year.
But that's not always a bad thing. Falling short doesn't mean you failed. It can mean you're still making progress.
So, Neil, have you ever aimed for something but didn't quite get it?
Oh, definitely. I once aimed to learn to play the guitar in 6 months. I bought the instrument, took lessons, practiced every day for a while, but I gave up after 3 months.
Why?
I realized that my motivation was the problem. I was learning because I thought it would be cool, not because I really loved it.
Ah, that's interesting. So your aim wasn't connected to a strong purpose.
Exactly. I learned that you need a meaningful reason, what psychologists call intrinsic motivation. Motivation that comes from within, not from external rewards like money, grades, or approval.
That's a great term, intrinsic motivation. It's the opposite of extrinsic motivation, which comes from outside rewards like money, grades, or approval.
Yes, and studies show that people who are driven by intrinsic motivation are more likely to stick with their goals and feel happier doing it.
Sometimes we aim high, we set ambitious goals, but when we don't achieve them, we feel disappointed.
True, but some psychologists suggest that missing the target can actually be good for us.
Really?
Yes, because it helps us reevaluate what we truly want. For instance, maybe you aim for a high-paying job, but in the process, you realize you value work-life balance more.
That's such an important idea. Sometimes not getting what you aimed for can lead you to something even better.
Right. It's a bit like the saying, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars.
I love that saying. It means even if you don't achieve your biggest goal, you can still make progress or discover new opportunities.
Let's go over today's vocabulary.
First, to aim for something, to try to achieve a particular goal.
Next, to fall short, to not reach the expected result or target.
Then, intrinsic motivation, motivation that comes from within, driven by interest or enjoyment.
And extrinsic motivation, motivation that comes from external rewards like money, grades, or praise.
We also had ambitious, meaning having a strong desire to succeed or achieve something great.
And to reevaluate, to think again about your goals or values and possibly change your direction.
You know, Neil, this reminds me of Olympic athletes. They train for years aiming for gold, but only a few win. Yet many say that the experience itself, the discipline, the travel, the friendships, was more valuable than the medal.
That's a perfect example. Their aim pushes them to grow even if they don't get exactly what they were aiming for.
That's a good reminder that success isn't only about the final result, it's also about the journey.
Exactly. And sometimes when you look back, you realize you did get what you were aiming for, just not in the way you expected. Earlier, I asked, according to a study by the University of Scranton, what percentage of people actually achieve their New Year's resolutions? Is it A, 8%, B, 28%, or C, 58%?
I guess 28%. Please tell me I was right.
Sorry, Sam, it's actually 8%.
Only 8? That's tiny.
I know, it shows how easy it is to set goals, but how hard it is to stick with them.
But the good news is if you keep reflecting and adjusting your aims, you can improve your chances every time.
That's right. The key is not to give up, but to learn from each experience.
So, did you get what you were aiming for this year? Maybe you didn't, but maybe you discovered something even more meaningful instead.
Whatever your goals are, remember, aim high, stay motivated, and enjoy the journey.
And that's all for this episode of 6 Minute English. You can find more podcasts and exercises on our website.
Thanks for listening, and see you next time.